Welcome back to the table. I don't know if you're over the hill or under it, but that's what we need to talk about today. There's something really important that happens here. Age 40, over the hill. Are you there yet? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. If you are, you may have noticed something. There's this thing that happens where we start looking around. We look around our life and say, where am I? How far have we gone? Where did I get all this stuff? It's pretty common to have that thought somewhere between 40 and 50. And what do you do about it? See, here's the thing. Marketing messages are strong, aren't they? And if you look around, comparison is also really strong. We want to keep up with those around us. We want to enjoy the good life. We'll doom spend our way there if we have to. The reality is, once you've got all that stuff, once you build up, which we often do to age 40, we look to the next thing. We look to, how do I make my life better? It's a common American trajectory to build our lives up to where we've made it. But once you've, quote, made it, where do you go from there? Can I tell you from experience, your stuff, your life that you build up begins to be a burden. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality where at some point you've got more stuff than anybody else will ever want. We've gone through losing parents and having to purge the estate. People pick what they want. They pick the things that are nostalgic or that evoke some sort of an emotional history or something that was nice, something that was newer. But in the end, it's carloads of things that you bought, that you strove and worked for, that somebody else takes to the thrift center. They take it to a store for donation, and it's gone. Sometime midlife, you find this. You've been building up, you've been buying, you've been trying to achieve for so long, and suddenly it doesn't matter as much anymore. If you're not there, you'll get there. And then the question is, what do you do about it? Or if you're not 40 yet, maybe you're still in your 20s, how can you prevent this? It's not an easy question. It's not something that you can just say, well, I'm not going to buy anything more and be happy with. Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you'll save that money and try to exit the game early. Maybe that looks like spending more time with your kids, if you've got them. What does it feel like when you think about what you do with your paycheck today? What does it feel like when you think about what you're striving for in your life? We went on this journey. We bought the bigger house. We filled the bigger house with furniture. Now, it wasn't all new, but enough of it was that it consumed a fair amount of your paycheck. And then you fix up that bigger house to make it the way you want it. I remember fixing up the basement. We finished it. I put a small theater system in the basement. Now, I did most of it very cost effectively, and we used it a lot. But it's more money, isn't it? It's more expense. Was it worth it? In that case, for that thing, yes. For the rest of the space, we didn't use it as much as we hoped. So the buildup of all that stuff, what happened when we moved to the lake? When we moved to the lake, let's just say there was a rather large online garage sale. A lot of the things that we had, we didn't need anymore. We found some students who were starting out just fresh from college, and we gave them some things. We gave away some beds to people who were looking for them. We gave some couches and chairs away to people who were looking for them. We didn't get anything out of that. We didn't have room for the piano, so off it went. Those kind of things happen when you start to simplify, when you start to come down from 40. When maybe the kids are a little older and you realize, I don't need all this space. There's a hill climb to 40, and it's not just your age. It is a hill climb of asset accumulation, of life accumulation, of stuff that loses its luster on the other side. So what I want to encourage you with today is think about what you're striving for. Think about where you are in the cycle. Think about how you can either curb your enthusiasm heading to 40, find new homes for some of the clutter that you would like to get rid of on the other side of 40. Or if you're reaching those upper ages, consider what are the things that people will have to deal with after you're gone. It's not a comfortable thought, but it's something we have to do, because otherwise all we do is leave a cluttered burden for the next generation. So today, as you think about where you are on your journey, think about 40. This is where so many of us come to the realization that all our acquisition suddenly isn't very important. And we're just going to hold on to a few things. Simplify our environments. I can tell you now, our living room is less cluttered than ever. We've got a few seats and a table and a TV, some shelves with some favorite things on it. But life looks much simpler than all the clutter we had in those rooms years ago. All the decorations, all of the wall hangings, all of the different seating, and all of the different knickknacks. Some of it just goes away. And so I think the question to you is, where are you in your journey, and how do you simplify from here? Now, is this still something we need to deal with? I mean, I went through this. Doesn't mean you will. And that's true. For some of us, we've got the room, we've got the money, we don't have to care. But for the average person, all of our accumulation will become a little too much at some point. And all the things that we've strived for will start to question. It happens. I think that's part of the reason why some shows about simplicity, about cleaning out environments, about making sure that everything is organized are so popular. We know that we need to do this. We know inherently that there's something about the way that we live that looks better when it's simple. So this week, as you think about where you are in your journey, think about what you're striving for and why. Because the road to 40 and the road from 40 look very different. I hope you're able to find simplicity, balance, less clutter, and a simpler striving in your life. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk again soon.